Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So what I wanted to show you right now is just a pretty cool heater that I got from my shop here. This is called you can see it back here in the background. This is the Dyna Glo Heat Around 360 Elite. And it's got about 13,500 to 18,000 BTUs. And the reason I wanted to get this one, or the reason I chose this one, there were several different ones available at Lowe's, but this is one of the ones, one of the only ones, or one of the bigger ones that you can safely use indoors. And so I thought that, this is kind of cool because that way when I'm up here in the shop, I can have this little thing going. It heats about 450 square feet, I think is what they say. And then if in time of an emergency or something along those lines, then I could also use it in the house as well. Now this is just one of the systems I have. I also have a couple of kerosene heaters, which I'll do a video on as well for you guys later on. But this one's not bad. It doesn't take any batteries or any electricity or anything like that. I got it going right now and puts off a good amount of heat. It has a starting system that is similar to like the little Mr. Buddy heaters and stuff like that, where it's like the electric piezo kind of ignition system, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but once you get used to it, it's not that bad. You strike it, I don't know, 10 or 12 times, and then usually the thermocoupler will heat up enough to kind of stay on and keep the gas flowing, and then it'll ignite about 30 seconds later. So the first day that I had it, it was kind of cantankerous getting started. And what I did is I just took one of the long Bic lighters with the long stem, and kind of pushed it down in there to heat that thermocoupler up, and then it started no problem. And since then, it has started for me each time pretty quickly. But I like the fact, like I said, you don't get any fumes. It's got like a catalytic converter kind of chamber or whatever, so that it's getting real good combustion, and it just seems to work fine. You can also put 2 of the 1-pound bottles inside the compartment here. There's a compartment just like this on the other side. I'm trying to be kind of careful because got another one over here. Because it does have an anti-tip feature on it, so if it tips over, it'll turn it off. It also has a low oxygen sensor, so if there's too much carbon dioxide or anything or whatever, it'll shut off. I did have to buy the hose kit separately. That was at Lowe's, and I think it was about $30. And then I also went ahead and got this filter here, and it was about $10. And then the unit itself, let's see, I think it costs about $140 if I remember correctly. But I will definitely put a link to these on Amazon down below if you guys want to take a look at them and see if this would be something good for you. But again, you could use them outdoors probably too, but they're kind of made for like shop use, when you're just going to be in there for a few hours or whatever. It's not made to be a primary heating device for your home, but it is, good enough that you can use it indoors safely, on a kind of a semi-regular basis or whatever, if you're just out doing work in the shop and stuff like that. So anyway, since winter's coming along, I'll be doing a lot more work up here, inside the barn and stuff like that, and I thought it would be kind of a cool addition, and I'm liking it so far. So now one thing I did is I went ahead and put this hole right in here into the door so that the hose could come out of it a little bit easier than leaving the door open. And it's adjustable, basically high and low. So this thing will run about 3.5 hours on one of these little small, propane tanks like this, these little 1-pounders. And it'll run about, what is it, 32 hours on your regular barbecue grill sized propane tank, the 20, I think they're 20 pounder. And so then, you know, just by doing some basic math, we should be able to get to about 64 hours with, you know, this big 40-gallon guy here, or 40 pounder, whatever they're called. So that's quite a bit of runtime, you know, and then you can go, I just take it up to the Tractor Supply, not far from the house, and, you know, they fill it up for, I think it's $2 per pound or something like that, or gallon, however they measure it. So they're pretty cheap to get refilled. So anyway, I also have been watching Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and I will just go and buy empty propane cans. And so I've started collecting quite a few of these empty, you know, 20-pound barbecue grill propane tanks, and so I'm starting to get a pretty good supply of that, and that way it'll last if there's an emergency and have it around for a while. Now, that's not going to be a long-term solution, but it's certainly going to get us through, you know, 80% of the kind of emergencies that we experience out here. So, another thing with these is they do recommend that they sit at least 18 inches off the floor, and I assume that that is something to do with fresh air and circulation and all that kind of stuff, just safety purposes. So I've got mine sitting up here, up on this old military box. Anyway, let me know what you guys think is the best heat source for your shops, you know, kind of alternative heat source and stuff as opposed to your regular heater. I'd be curious to know what you think. Like I said, I'm going to have some videos on some kerosene stuff here pretty quick, because I think those are a really good option as well. But, you know, there's lots of different stuff out there. So anyway, guys, as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Prior preparation, prevent, support, performance. Stay safe, guys.